Well, we're about to know more about where we stand on different things. There's so many hot button issues right now, and everybody's got an opinion.
Including us.
So, Matt, our director, is going to tell us what we are doing next. Matt?
Next up, we have a game we like to call Polarized. In this game, I'm going to give you both a number of different issues, and for every issue, JJ, you need to argue for that statement,
Great.
and Josh, you need to argue against the statement.
Okay.
You both will have 30 seconds to make your argument, and if you so choose, after each of you have made your 30-second argument, you can each have a 10-second rebuttal as well.
Perfect.
Afterwards, I will award whoever I think made the better argument 100 points per topic.
All right.
Okay. All right. Let's get polarized.
All right, here we go.
So I have to be for every time.
JJ, you are always
gosh.
for the argument, and Josh, you are arguing against. All right, your first issue. Pie is better than cake. JJ, your argument for.
Okay, thank you, Matt, and thank you all for coming here tonight. So pie, I believe, is better than cake. Now, here's the reason. Cake is, when you have cake, right, you don't have a lot of fruits inside. Okay, with pie, you can have apples, you can have cherries, you can have pecans. And so pie is actually healthier for you than cake because of that, because you're reaching more food groups than you would with cake. Now, cake, of course, it tastes great. Everybody loves cake. But should cake be the choice that you choose? I don't think so, because I believe that pie
Your time
is
is
better
up. Thank you.
than cake, more healthy.
Thank you.
Your time's
Thank you.
up.
Josh, your argument against.
Thank you, everyone. I want to just thank everyone for listening to me, because what are we arguing here? It's not health, okay? If you're arguing for what is more healthy, have a salad. Don't have a cake. Don't have a pie. I don't think cake is better than pie. I know cake is better than pie, because it's about the inside and it's about the outside. Pie, you can only decorate the inside. Cake, you can do both. Not to mention, you can put it in a cupcake portion. So it's
your
just
time is
3
up.
bites.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
JJ, do you have your 10-second rebuttal?
I need to rebuttal that. Okay, with pies, you can have hand pies too. So that's technically like a cupcake. And yeah, of course you can decorate the outside of a pie. You don't have to just decorate the inside of a pie. And
Thank you,
don't
Josh.
shame people for wanting a healthier dessert.
In my 10 seconds, you cannot put candles in a pie. And who on earth says the phrase hand pie? It's not nearly as easy to say as cupcake.
Thank you for your arguments, gentlemen. I do have to say that I think that Josh made the better argument here.
Thank you.
Because the argument basically
Thank you.
boiled down to the fact that JJ liked fruit more or something, so he was upset that.
And there's so much more I could have said.
All right,
Fruit can go
so
in a cake, too.
Josh,
Fruit
you have
cake.
you have received 100 points for that round.
Sweet. Thank you, Matt.
Okay.
All right, our next issue. The correct way to hang toilet paper is over. JJ, your argument for.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I believe that this is a universal truth. Toilet paper over, because if you have it under, it gets stuck, and then it gets stuck on the back, and you can't pull it out, and then you're pulling one square at a time. You cannot properly wipe if you're having to one square, and it just doesn't make sense. Why would you go under? You have to go over. It doesn't make sense when it comes to just physics. It pulls better when it's over. All right. I don't understand anyone. I don't understand why
Thank you.
anyone
Your
would
time
ever
is
do
over.
under. Anyone.
My turn?
Your turn.
Well, I'm a firm believer in we shouldn't always do things how they've always been done, because or else history is doomed to repeat itself. What, are we going to have another world war? Huh? Do you like world wars, JG? That's what it sounds like I'm hearing, because you just want to repeat the things that have been done in the past. I want to do change. I want to invoke change. And so with toilet paper being over, just because everybody's done it before doesn't
Thank
mean
you.
it's
Your
better.
time is up. Thank you.
Okay, hold up. I need a rebuttal. Who said? I never said that it's always been done. I never said those words, so you are taking that out of context. I just said that it's better. Nobody ever said that it's always been done that way.
Josh, your rebuttal.
Nobody.
This is what I will say. We can roll the tape back. You might not have said those words, but you have said something along the lines of it has always been done. Underneath, you can just get one square, and sometimes
All right,
ladies
thank
only
you
need
for your
one
arguments,
square.
gentlemen. Thank you. JJ, I was on board with your argument until you brought in physics. And Josh, I was on board with your argument as well until you started talking about the world wars or something. But
I said JJ wanted a world war, not me.
well, I will say that I have to agree that Josh made the better argument.
Wow.
How? How?
Because I'm progressive.
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like this is collusion.
Our next topic is cereal should be considered soup. Josh, your argument against.
Okay, I almost feel like I shouldn't have to say anything because soup has vegetables, it has meat, and it's generally warm. I won't say it's 100% warm, but generally warm. And I've never heard someone say like, I'm going to go have a bowl of soup and then pour some honey bunches of oats or cinnamon toast crunch. It just does not make sense when you pour something, say, oh, I'm going to have a bowl of soup and there's milk in it.
Thank you. JJ, your opinion. 4.
Thank you so much. First off, who says that there's meat in every soup? So what do you say to the vegetarians? You don't think that the vegetarians can have soup? You don't think that they deserve soup? I think that cereal is a soup because a soup, you eat it out of a bowl with a spoon. And what do you say? Veggies. Okay, what do you think cornflakes are made out of? Veggies. Corn. So 2 of the arguments that you said, one of them you said, and milk. You said that there's no milk in soup. What about a coconut milk soup?
Thank you. Josh, your rebuttal?
First off, coconut milk soup doesn't exist. And I did say that veggies are in cereal. Are in soup at the very beginning. I said, when you think of soup, you think of meat. You think
Josh.
of veggies.
Thank you, JJ.
Also, just so you know, coconut milk soup is a thing. Have you ever been to any Thai restaurant and had coconut yum yum?
It's not.
Thank you for your positions, gentlemen. I will have to say the argument that resonated with me the most is when JJ talked about you eat it out of a bowl with a spoon.
I would have also given you the point.
I'm going to have to give this to JJ. Our final issue, the 1988 Supreme Court ruling on Hazelwood versus Coleman.
Which we're both very familiar with. JJ,
your argument 4.
I'll let you go first.
Okay. So Hazelwood versus Coleman. This is a very, 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 very important thing for America. Now, without Hazelwood and Coleman, you wouldn't have access to health care. You wouldn't have access to your freedoms fully. You would have access to some freedoms, but this gave you more freedoms, and it gave you more choices as an American and as a human. And I believe that if we repeal this, it would take away human rights. And I am not for taking away human rights. Hazelwood versus Coleman is one of the best.
All right,
Supreme
Josh,
Court
your
rulings.
argument against.
No one's talking about repealing it. We're just giving our thoughts on it. But
Some
obviously, I'm against it because I'll just come out and say it. Coleman should have won. Okay, Hazelwood was colluding with the Cuban government to get this passed in America. Well, I don't know if you know this. When this passed, okay, it gave more power to politicians, less power to the people. And I am all about the people speaking for what they want, not politicians.
Thank you.
Yeah, we get freedom,
JJ,
but at what cost?
Your rebuttal.
You said that nobody's trying to repeal it. Some people are. Some people out there. And what you just came up with, that's a hoax. That's a conspiracy theory. You were just making these things up. You did not know the issue at hand.
My opponent is just saying hot button terms, conspiracy theory, freedom. He's trying to get people on his side while I'm speaking truth. I'm speaking cold, hard truth when he is speaking lies.
Thank you for your arguments, gentlemen.
I
would like to remind the audience what the 1988 ruling of Hazelwood versus Coleman is. Basically, it said that school administrators may be allowed to edit the content of the school newspapers, which meant that the students did not have complete freedoms. Which means that JJ was correct in saying that it limited the freedoms somehow, but he was saying the opposite.
But I also said that it gives more power to the politicians. I thought you knew politicians meant teachers, and less power to the people, the students.
But Cuba.
Yes, I'm on your side here, Josh. I believe that you made the better argument that it does limit freedoms. So there you go.
So I get the
points
points
for Josh.
Well, no, that's what I was saying. You didn't understand my argument.
You were saying if it was repealed, it would limit our freedoms.
But if someone doesn't understand your argument, that's your fault. That's not his fault. Okay, Matt, give us the final tallies for points.
All right, there. So Josh gets 300 points. JJ gets 100 points.
Let's go, baby.
Okay.
Coming back.